Has you ever thought to yourself, what if I had a mine under my own home in the middle of suburbia nowhere? If you ever thought to yourself that, then this is the video. Me and Harry here, coming back at you, live again.
Howdy.
Anyway, so he's going to be talking about Kayla, the suburban mine girl, and the potential problems that might arise and have me aroused from her antics.
Wow, have you aroused?
I like rocks.
This whole thing just sounds like Minecraft. When you're like, have you ever wanted to have a mine under your home? I'm like, oh yeah. I feel like most people have done that in a video game.
She could not be bothered with Minecraft. That's kid shit. She was like, you know what? Let me build this potential, like, safety risk that could kill me and the people around me.
Several
under my home.
Yeah, yeah.
I need this in my life. This is my fulfillment. So we have Instagram. Fuck.
So we have Instagram here on Engineer Everything, who's building a Kayla under their mind.
So right here on TikTok, we have Engineer Everything, who's also been posting to YouTube, but we're going to mainly focus on the TikToks just because that's where majority of her audience is. So here she is. She has 540,000 TikTok followers. So for the past year, she has documented her journey, her process through this mine. But it's a little ironic that she's documenting this because she never got the correct documentation. But we'll get to that later. Now you might be asking yourself, Noah, what do her content look like? How is she documenting the mining process? Well, let me show you. And Harry, because he ain't seen this shit
I haven't seen any of it, so this is good that I get to see it too.
13 feet of excavation is now complete. We are making good progress on the storm shelter and have excavated a second pile of rock. This is approximately 10 cubic yards, and we have a dumpster arriving tomorrow. I recently bought a brand new concrete mixer, and it is saving an exceptional amount of time mixing concrete for the walls. Unloading rock. Removing the second dumpster completely full.
That thing is packed. That thing is,
dude, it's
filled
so much
to the
rock. And you know what's crazy? This was a year ago.
Oh my gosh.
This was a year ago.
This was in 2022.
It is so much more.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah. Like over a year ago, that's when that video was taken. And then it goes through, like, for example, this part, you know, this is part 2 of her installing a pump that's going to remove water. Because if you don't know, when you dig to a certain depth, it fills with water because there's groundwater and reservoirs and shit like that.
I'm building a secret storm shelter under my house.
I'm building a secret storm shelter. And that's why, how many views does this video have? It's got 6,000 likes.
It's got like 100,000 views.
Don't tell anybody, okay? It's a secret.
It's my secret one. This is why I posted on my account with 500,000 followers.
Okay.
What's really interesting about this too is because, okay, I might be wrong about this. But she started off calling it like a storm, like shelter type shit. Recently, I've never heard her use those words.
No, it's not a storm shelter
like as
anymore.
time goes on, she's just like, I was just doing it. And then at one point, she was like, yeah, I was gonna use all the rock I collected to build a castle. What?
This really is like Minecraft.
Anyways, that's the general gist of what's going on. It's very hands-on. Like, I will say, these videos, genuinely impressive, because she's learning as she goes. And that's really cool, because we love to see women in STEM. We love to see it. But there's a potential problem here.
With digging a giant hole under your house? What could be the problem, Noah?
Like, if she was in bumfuck nowhere, you know, out rural places, it'd be no issue. I'd be like, go get it. Go do your thing, queen. Pop off. Beats the house down. No, it's not good for that video.
Yes, mama. Boots, mama.
Because, okay, I don't know if you know this, but mining, incredibly dangerous. Because you can just dig, and let's say, I don't know, you go into a tiny little cave system, or not even a cave system, just a little pocket in the ground. Bam, you just activated a fucking sinkhole. And then the entire block is gone. It is vanished from the place of the planet.
Yeah, so she's been doing this for over a year now. And so given that more and more people have started watching her dig this storm shelter. This article says tunnel. She's called it a mine. She's digging a lot under her house. So people obviously have some questions about it. And NBC investigated.
And one of these big questions is do your neighbors know what you're up to right now? Which is very interesting because she responded.
Kayla said she's only building under her property and is not digging under her neighbors' homes. She described her relationship with her neighbors as respectful and said they are well aware of my crazy antics. She said she takes steps to mitigate any nuisance to avoid complaints, such as minimizing any surface vibrations while digging.
You know, that seems really commendable of Kayla. Honestly, the integrity there is astounding, right, Harry?
I agree.
Except it's not fucking true! And so this lady right here is an investigative journalist who decided to really investigate if her neighbors knew what was going on.
My name is Aura Abogado, and I'm an investigative reporter. Several weeks ago, after I noticed that Kayla had posted a video of one of her neighbors without his consent, and that she had made really clear that her neighbors had no idea what was going on, I decided to try and figure out who those neighbors were. So I found out where she lived, and I noticed that almost all of her neighbors are Central American migrants or first-gen immigrants. I began contacting them. Most of them are Spanish language speakers, and not one knew about this tunnel project. They're really worried about their health and their safety.
Sure.
They talk to me about noise, like tremendous noise, essentially noise pollution, and shaking, like just random shaking in the ground.
So the neighbors don't know.
No, and there's just random shakes in the ground. Just random. That's the things that cause earthquakes. That's what causes earthquakes, sinkholes. Not earthquakes. I mean, that's a little big, but a sinkhole is very, very fucking likely. There's a reason that you need permits, and there's all these regulations, because I don't know if you know this, but America's not the most, like, pro-regulation country. Not at all. We have an extreme history of not doing that. Yeah, I know,
You're
right?
just telling me this now? I can't believe it.
So, when it comes to OSHA shit, like workplace safety or different types of safety regulations, fun fact about them, it's all steeped in blood. Like, the reason we have those, like, regulations for safety stuff and all that shit is because someone's fucked around, found out, and people died. For you to ignore all the regulations, the permits, all these different things, yes, it might seem just like bureaucratic red tape, and sometimes, sure, it might be, right?
But when you're building a secret mine underneath your house...
Yeah, that's an incredibly different story than being like, oh, it's fucked up how I can't build something other than a family home here. I can't build no apartments. Like, that's a completely different situation.
Several neighbors expressed to me that they were worried about reporting anything because they don't want to get entangled with immigration authorities and they don't want to be deported. So those are some of the stakes for the neighbors here.
Is it worth it to lose your house and your new home because somebody's doing some weird shit underground?
Right, like, it's a rock and a hard place, no pun intended, for these people, because...
That was good.
Because, like, on one hand, it's like, there's potentially something going on. They don't know what it is, but they hear rumbling, they hear all this noise. That's fucking fishy, and that's dangerous, and they know that they could potentially be in danger from that, but if they try to reach out because of our fucked up, like, immigration system, there's a good chance that they'll lose their, like, homes and shit, and, like, have to get deported back to somewhere that obviously they don't want to fucking be because they left. Do you know what I mean? So, not to mention the other aspect of just, like, simply, like, most of her neighbors only speak Spanish. You know what I mean? So there's just an added layer of places, like, even if they can report it, it's not always easily accessible for them to do it, because, like, this ain't a place like Texas or California where there's a heavy population, so there's, like, translations for government services everywhere. This is a random fucking town, like a random ass fucking town city in Virginia, right? They might not have those same resources for people to reach out even if they wanted to.
I also do like how in the article she was like, yeah, my neighbors know about all my crazy antics, but then Kayla didn't know, and she flaunted that for her audience. So she's telling her audience one thing while telling reporters who are actually looking to keep people safe another.
Yeah, which I think is interesting because I think that shows an understanding that local governments will pay more attention to news stories about their town than some random TikToker who's not necessarily mentioned in the town that she's in all the time or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, she understood to some degree. I mean, at least this is what I assume. I can't assume her intentions, but this is what it seems like. She understands that there's potentially something there that can bar her from doing her fucking mind shit or whatever. If the authorities know about it, if like the local government knows about it, because she ain't filed no permit, she ain't do nothing like this. Even if she was doing everything safe, there's a reason these permits and regulations exist. There's a reason these checks exist so that like inspectors can come in and make sure everything's good, so we don't have problems. It's cool internet content. Like, I agree. This is cool internet content. When I first saw it and I was like, assumed that she was in bumfuck nowhere just doing this, I was like, oh, like this is really cool. It's like, she's obviously incredibly intelligent. She's a software engineer. She has no like history with this type of work. So for her to learn all this, implement it, is astounding. Like, she's incredibly intelligent. But you don't get to like mess around with really dangerous things. Because it's not just like, oh, a sinkhole could happen. When you mine in the area she is, I mean, she's talked about how she mined up silica. And when it comes to silica dust, when you breathe it in, that's one of the things that gives like miners, not the kids, like the people in the mines. Sorry, just didn't know if you need clarification.
Yeah. Once you turn 18, you're fine. But before then, there can be some issues.
It's the thing that gives them respiratory problems a lot of the time. Because when you breathe it in, especially for long periods of time, there is extreme risk. Like, it creates scar tissue in your lungs. Like, that's one of the effects of this. And that's just one aspect of it. Because, like, well, yes, it's going to be mainly concentrated into her, like, area. And she has a ventilation system. And she's shot vaccine. All these different things. That could be dangerous to the people living in her home. The people in the videos with her. Because she don't film everything herself. Like, there's other people there with her. And potentially, if there was, like, a bigger accident to happen, that could escape into the neighborhood as well, which could cause problems for the families around. Like, silica is fucking dangerous. Not to mention just the silica, like electricity. She's been doing electrician work. I don't know if you know electricity like that. I don't know if you know any electricians. That shit is difficult as fuck, and it's dangerous as fuck. Like, there is so much work you have to go through in school, and you have to go through with trades and stuff, and you get supervised. There's a reason why there's, like, journeyman, You get supervised while you learn this stuff, and you're not just doing it for the first time with no guidance from nobody or something like that. It's because you can start fires. You can burn stuff down. You can fuck up, like, it's, like, less likely that she'd fuck up, like, the electrical grid near her or something like that. But, like, accidents do happen. And, like, for example, my dad one time, fuck around with a circuit breaker. I don't know if you know anything about a circuit breaker. Circuit breaker, it's where everything is concentrated. So whereas if there's going to be a failure in the system, it's going to be right there. And it's easier to fix, it's easier to address, and it's not going to fuck up the whole system. My dad was messing around with it, and it burned. He got shocked, and it burned off all of his fucking hair on his face. Like, he had no eyebrows, no fucking mustaches. He had a beard, facial hair. It was gone. He was like bruised and stuff from the electricity. Like, again, this is why we don't just do things for the first time, because there is risk there. And, well, yes, she's the one undertaking a lot of that risk with the electricity stuff. There is larger implications.
I don't want her to get hurt.
Right. But, like, if she wants to put her life at risk with that stuff, like, that's fine. I do risky things all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I drink and drive. I don't do that. I don't. And if you do drink drive, use a horrible person.
Cover your bases so people don't know that you're a drunk driver.
Please do not look into my criminal record, guys. Please. There's shit underground. And obviously, people keep talking about, like, oh, there's, like, pipes and da-da-da. You can get a map of the pipes from the city and stuff. So as long as she's, like, moderately, like, intelligent, she'd be fine. And she's demonstrated herself to be an incredibly intelligent person. But under the house, in the ground, there's a bunch of different fucking things that could, like, potentially fuck shit up. Anyways, the city contacted her pretty much and was like, yo, we see what you're doing online. Like, you posted this for everyone to see. You don't have any permits, and we don't know what's going on, and you, not to mention, in the middle of a suburb. Like, this is a big deal. So it's on an indefinite hiatus at the moment, because this was about on the 23rd or something. Like, it was back in like around Christmas time that this happened. And it is now the 7th of January. And I really see it as unlikely for the project to be able to continue because it is in the middle of a fucking suburb.
So has she said anything, Kayla, about it being shut down?
She made a... Actually, okay, you want to see this? She made a reenactment of the phone call. Where it was shut down.
Reenactment?
She acted it out, like, she set up camera angles, everything. Like, she's been in her TikTok bag, low-key.
Good morning. I need a moment to pull over. Just give me a second.
Whoa.
Are you sure that's what they said? They're from the city? Yeah, I'm not available right now. Can you see if they'll come back tomorrow? Yeah, 10 o'clock. That's fine. Okay, bye.
Not the gun with the...
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh. Good morning.
I don't know if you remember me. I'm Jack Smith.
Yes.
I'm Bayport, building official. This is Jimmy Jones with the zoning department and Brian with inspections.
What can I do for you?
We have some complaints. Basically, there's some construction going on. And we were just here, basically, to find out if there is...
You can tell
what
it's a
needs to
fucking
be done.
reenactment.
What kind of construction?
Basically, they said it's excavation. That you're pulling stuff out of the basement.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Oh, wait, a little bit.
A little bit. Can we see what the little bit is?
Because that was one video of, like, one period of time that truck we saw back, like, a year ago. She's excavated so much more since then, and it's just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Even if it was just that one truck, saying that's a little bit? Bananas.
So they did give me a stop work order and are requiring an immediate evaluation by a professional engineer. Fortunately, contrary to few rumors here, it is constructed entirely below the slab of my house, and it shouldn't be too hard to get the permits and approval. So we'll be working on that.
I love that she's optimistic. But, yeah, okay. Yeah, the slab is still there. That's great. Incredible. Did you not forget the location of it at all? Like, it wasn't just the slab that was the issue. It's the fact it's in the middle of a suburb. Okay, Harry, let's conceptualize this together. You live in New York City, right?
If I went to the basement of my apartment with a shovel and just started digging, would there be a lot of rats that would come in and crawl all over me? No, but like, the second that I like even brought a shovel to the basement, people would be like, what are you doing? You can't do that. Stop it. Please stop. Harry, this isn't like you. Promise you'll stop for me. It just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen.
The New York City government.
Yeah.
You would. It sucks to joke about this because like police brutality is police brutality. Knowing New York City cops.
Yeah, they would come down here and immediately go too far.
They go way too far. If you lived, you might get a settlement. But again, glad she's optimistic.
Yeah,
but
she'll be back. She'll be back.
She'll be back. Don't worry.
Sure.
Oh my god. Cause like, so all her videos is above a minute long. Above a minute long. And she posted fairly regularly, and they would get a good number of views. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you know how the TikTok like money system works now. It's not the creator fund anymore. It's like the creativity program or whatever the fuck. Okay. And it's pretty much if your video's over a minute long, it has like these qualified views or whatever the fuck. Then you make money. Okay. I'm like, I had one video that like got like 30K likes, something like that. I don't remember how much it got. But it was like maybe 300K likes, 300K views. I think it was 300K likes and some like triple the view count of the likes, and I made like $456 from that.
Nice.
Right? $456, right? So if she's posting regularly, she must have made a good money.
Yeah.
Good amount of money from it. And she said, I don't know if this is the most up-to-date number, but it had cost her $50,000, right? To do all that.
Jeez.
No, it's so much money.
Oh.
Dude, this is what white people do when we get like a little money. We just inconvenience the black and brown people around us and drop buckets of money. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, she probably recouped it from the from
Probably.
TikTok.
I mean, yeah, even her video that was like the reenactment of what happened, like, is just over a minute long and has a few 100,000 likes on it. Like,
Right. No, there's a good chance she made a profit on this.
Yeah.
Which again, if that's true, again, that's speculative. That's speculative. But if she made a profit from this, while putting people's life, that's a whole nother layer of like complexity of just like, and we rewarding her like financially for doing this. Cause like, one thing me and Harry ain't touched on yet is we didn't look through the comments.
No.
Because there's a lot of people that when you criticize Kayla for anything, it's just, you don't believe a woman can do this. Right?
Okay.
Which isn't necessarily my problem with it.
No.
I think I would be just as upset if it was a guy, mainly because of the potential loss of life. Did you think about that? Did anyone consider this?
But what if we girl bossed the sinkhole?
What if we girl bossed a little too close to the sun and we accidentally created a sinkhole
Yeah.
which killed our neighbors?
Yeah.
Like,
Could be fun.
cause
Could
why?
be fun.
Why?
I don't know. Could be fun. Could be fun.
Like, I've done stupid shit before. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done stupid shit before. Back when I was like 10, me and my dad, you know those mortars for like fireworks? Like the mortars, the ones that shoot the big balls up in the sky? The big, like, you go to a fireworks show.
I'm familiar with that.
And the big fireworks.
Okay.
The ones that like do the big like sparkle, like the like circle ones. We shot one of those into a lake in the middle of our neighborhood on it.
In the middle of your neighborhood.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I's done fucked up shit too. This is not coming from a place of like I's holier than thou. Keep in mind, I was like 10. So if you come to cancel me, keep that in mind. The nuance, please.
You should have known. You should have known.
I should have known. I should have known. I should have known better. But like, don't get me wrong, I's done stupid things that could endanger other people. But I've never dumped $50K into a mine under my home that could cause a sinkhole type shit. Like what I did, like, killed a bunch of fish. Which, wrong. And that was cruel. Fish is different than human, though. You know what I mean?
And I've always said that.
No, Harry's been saying this, and I'm really sorry to steal your thunder like that. How about you say that line?
Fish, what is it? Fish is different than humans.
True. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, bitch. All right, that's the video. Give me money on Patreon. But more importantly than that,
give me money,
Harry.
On Patreon. No.
Oh!
No, I don't have
Harry,
a Patreon.
Sorry, I did not realize Harry was not about his bag like that.
No.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me on YouTube. I'm Harry James Miller, or you can find me on Twitter, where I'm at Mr. Harry Miller.
And all of those links will be in the description below. What? Anyways, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Signing off.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.